Hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, did you hear they have caught two, they say of many, they say there's at least two more of the burglars at the Louvre. Now, they didn't they didn't find any jewels on these people, and they were trying to escape to Africa. One was going to Algeria and one was going to Mali. And I guess the Attorney General was quite upset that it was announced that they found somebody, because that just makes the others more skittish. Here's the thing in Europe, the jewels could be gone out of France. Like, you can just get in a car and drive to any country you want and then fly out from there. You don't have to fly out from Paris. The fact that they were flying out of Paris kind of stumped me. I thought, why would they do that? Would they not know they're looking for people for flights out of Paris? Like, rent a car and get to Amsterdam, fly out of Amsterdam or whatever. Anyways, so do they actually really have people who were involved? Now, they said they have a DNA evidence. Apparently, one of the helmets from the bikes fell off and there was hair in there. And then plus there was DNA evidence on the actual little lift machine that they use. Apparently, they have 150 samples of DNA. And apparently these two, and so obviously they must have been criminals already. Right? If they put my DNA, if I did it and I left DNA, they would have no idea who they were looking for. So obviously these people, the two that they caught, were already in the criminal records. They've already got some kind of DNA from them for various reasons. So let's find out. Number one, the cards told us that the jewels are gone and that the people would never be caught. And from what I understand is that the two that they caught were just kind of like, maybe like the driver, like they weren't the real people that they wanted. They were kind of like the helpers. But let's find out. But see, and that's another thing. So maybe the real burglars went and just got these guys to help decoy, right? So let's find out what's going on. Drugs, poison. So the people who are involved, just like I said, that they've have them for another crime. I'm going to say the two that they have been involved in the drug trade in Paris, in France, because they had the DNA. So the two that they have are involved in the drug trade. Well, the drug trade and the burglary trade are two different animals, right? So that's my first instinct, is like these were just the helpers. And further down in the article, you keep reading, and the reason the Attorney General was upset that it was announced that they were caught is not only does it make the people who hired these two workers, I guess you could call them, skittish, but have they also been paid to be caught? And they like to, anyways, they like to follow them around. But they were at the airport ready to board a plane, and they would have been lost forever. So that's why they were arrested. Wooded area, Devil Road. Yeah, I'm going to abuse, neglect. I'm going to say that the person or persons that have the jewels are long gone. They could be hiding like in a wooded area. Black Forest comes to mind. There's lots of wood. I mean, just in this, the Alps are right there, right? The Alps are right there. Well, I mean, relative. They're full of wooded areas. Go down into Spain, lots of wooded areas in Spain. Female. Wow, isn't that interesting? Now, the two that they did arrest, look at that. The clock says there's something here. The two they arrested were male. So they either went to a female's home or a female is involved in the heist. A female could have easily, I mean, you think of all the jewels that were stolen, they were all feminine, right? Maybe the head of the crime is a female. Surveillance. Yeah, I think both are watching each other. They're watching the cops and the cops are watching them. Grandparent on the road. All right, well, this is kind of interesting. I'm wondering if the people who have the jewels went back to a place of their origin, right? Back to a place where their grandparents live. And it's on a road, so it's not in Paris. Organized crime. Well, for sure. No duh, hey? Neighborhood. I think they went back to, so there would be a clue for the police, is if they have an idea of who it is, or maybe it's the female as the lead detective on the case. There's something here about a strong female, but we do have the organized crime and a wooded area here. So is there a crime family that is led by a female? And I believe the jewels are, I think somebody has taken them back to where they grew up or where their family of origin is from. I'm thinking like Bulgaria, like something like that. Greed. Oh my God. Travel. Yeah. I don't think the jewels are in France at all. And if they're smart, they won't be in. And that's the thing, is like, you don't have to fly out of France. You can drive. You can drive to Ukraine. You can drive to Bulgaria. You can drive to Russia. You don't have to fly. So that's why I'm wondering, like, this abuse, neglect, if that was like a decoy. I'm wondering if the crime family was watching the cops, watching these two, and sacrifice them, basically, to decoy, to disrupt. I think they have left. Look, we have two woods here. So are they like in Switzerland, right? I'm getting more like the Croatia, Slovenia, more of that Slavic area, really. Fraud, trapped, dating, cleanup, aliens. Now, again, when I use this deck and aliens comes up, that just tells me they are not from that country. And so that's why I'm leaning more towards like the Bulgaria, the Slavic part in there. What's that country starts with an A? Albania, Bulgaria, Belarus, Ukraine. I don't think it's Russians. I'm going to say that the jewels and the people who are the top that are responsible, they've left the country. Absolutely. And like I said, they've gone back to their air quotes home of origin. So and this also confirms for me, aliens, they weren't French or Parisian who have the jewels right now. I'm sticking by my original story that there's lots of money in from the old communist Iron Curtain countries. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever find who did it. They may find another two, or this could be the two that will be put in jail. Interesting. You know what I'm getting? What they're going to actually get them on for fraud is perhaps, this sounds really strange, Brent, and I don't know why, like renting a vehicle with false premises, right? Or under false identification or something here, or buying a airplane ticket with false information. I think there's going to be something like that that they actually get to kind of through, rather than having a lot of evidence that they were part of the burglary. I think they're going to find different weird charges like that, minor charges to keep them trapped. I guess in France, you have 96 hours before you have to present them, before you have to arrest them or tell them. And I think the same thing is in Spain. I know in Spain they can keep you 4 days, and and then they can let you go, and they don't have to give you a reason why they kept you for the 4 days. Either they charge you or they let you go after 4 days. And I know for a fact, because we lived there, that if a husband was being a little bit rough with his wife and the police picked him up, he spends 4 days and he comes out with black and blue. The men look after him. It's really crazy to see, but it does happen in Spain. Yeah, I think they have gone back. So whether that's Albania, Bulgaria, Belarus, I'm getting like those names, B, like there's a B in the name. Albania, Bulgaria, Belarus, there's a B in the name that they've gone to. I'm not getting that they are off the continent. I'm getting that it's somewhere they could drive. It's somewhere they could drive. Let's ask the cards, are they keeping the jewels intact? And it's just because this female wants them? Or are they going to break them up and sell the individual stones? Are they keeping the jewels intact? Will the jewels be kept intact? Will the jewels be kept intact? Or are they going to dismantle them? So will the jewels be kept intact, or are they going to dismantle and distribute? If they're kept intact, it's just because somebody wants them for their own private collection. If they want the money from them, they'll dismantle them and sell them individual. I mean, they obviously wouldn't get $100 million, but they still would get quite a bit. Marriage, wedding. I'm going to say they're keeping them together. And I'll tell you why, because a marriage and a wedding brings people together, right? Binds together. So that's why I think they're keeping keeping them all together. Is this a wedding gift for, we had that female there for like a billionaire? Maybe that's where I'm getting the B from. I'm getting strong, like Albania, Bulgaria, Belarus. Nothing else is coming to mind. And then a billionaire, like it's something. No, they're going to keep them together. And I wonder if that was a wedding gift to that female who showed up. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. Listen, even though my cards have said that they'll never be found, it is my deepest hope that I am wrong and that the jewels are found, because they are precious, and the history of them and whatnot. And I think it's wrong when people just take things because they think they can. All right. Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.